everybody. Middle of September. Just a few days off from the best time of year, October, November, December. And Arizona, we are getting actually a pretty decent September. So we're not going to lie about that. And just got word that interest rates dropped. They cut them a little bit finally. So things are picking up. So those of you sitting on the fence, I am telling you, mark my words, same time next year, that house you want today was not going to be available tomorrow. So, hey, we try to keep things positive and stuff like that. But I need to get into this because this is actually something that affects everybody. And again, we don't do politics. So, this is not a political podcast, but I do have to tell you that there's some things just irritate me to no end. And these are little things that realtors and city officials overlook. So yesterday, actually, let me rephrase that. A couple weeks ago, I sent a letter, an open letter, and you can see it on our social media, to the city of Scottsdale. Now, for those of you that have been to Scottsdale, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who've never been to Scottsdale, you read about it, you know that it's probably one of the biggest tourist spots in the entire world. People come to Scottsdale for golf, horses, hiking. The lifestyle is absolutely amazing. So I wrote this letter to the mayor, and she responded because I actually went over and met with her group yesterday, and it was a great meeting. And basically, it was just saying, hey, you know what? You guys got all this money. When you're in downtown Scottsdale, we should see streets you can eat off of. Not literally, but you know what I mean? Clean, no homeless, and everything should be clean. You should be able to walk around downtown at night, which you can. Don't get me wrong. But there's a couple areas you probably got to be careful on. But you should be able to walk around downtown without being hassled by hecklers or homeless. You shouldn't have to walk around smelling weed and all this stuff. It should be just a fun family place. So they answered back. I went and met with them. And what I got, first of all, they were awesome. They did a fantastic job. But what I got out of it was elected officials and employees of the city are not going to get done what we want done. They'll help, and it's a great tool. So with that said, we're working on an organization called NXAZ that is going to be a publicly driven community spot where basically if you're out and about and you see the roads all tore up, like sidewalks are broke, or maybe street signs are 50 years old, they need to be painted, or you see homeless, send it to us. We're going to send it to the city. I did this with Fountain Hills. We were walking through the beautiful park over there a couple weeks ago. And this place is absolutely beautiful. World's tallest fountain going off. It's nice. Green. You can walk a couple miles around the park and everything. It's great. So my wife and I, and our son, we noticed the signs. They have the signs that kind of point, hey, this is, the descriptions and stuff. So we look at it, you can see the signs. They were worn, they were sun beaten down, they were ripped, they were graffitied. And then there was a couple of the other little spots like that. And I'm just like, you know what? This is ridiculous. Fountain Hills has a ton of money, and Fountain Hills is a great place. Don't get me wrong. So I emailed the mayor and the entire city council, very nice letter, very professional, and said, hey, we were hanging out down here, blah, blah, blah. Here's some pictures of the signs that went on. This is unacceptable, especially with people coming to town. We are selling homes over here, and people are spending, 5, 6, 7, 800,000 or more for a home. Deserve to have signs they can read. We need to be proud of our communities. So they replied back. The mayor did. The other city councils didn't. The mayor replied back and said, hey, thank you so much. We're looking at it. We're getting it going. We're just getting bids. Thank you. Keep up the good work. So we will. Next, I sent a letter to Tempe. Zero response because they don't care about you. Now, I love Tempe, but the city council is interested in just them. They don't respond to letters from consumers. So down in Mill Avenue, my recommendation was, hey, you need to clean this up. It needs to be safe. I can't bring my 9-year-old down there on a Saturday night. It's out of hand. They need to clean the place up. My suggestion was from from like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock on Friday night till 10 o'clock on Sunday, block the streets off. Make it an area where people can go enjoy the restaurants, the football games, hanging out. You don't have to sit there and get stoned from smelling the weed from the people that are just sitting on the street smoking. Get rid of the homeless out of there. And I'm not going to get into what to do with the homeless. That's not my issue, and that's not your issue. They can figure it out, but they shouldn't be hanging around these places. Now, what is this podcast about, Jason? Jason Grannon from the Grannon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team soon, as soon as Jaden gets his license, to be Arizona's #1 family real estate company. So the idea today is when malls go down, neighborhoods go down. The hidden cost of bad property management. So let me get into this. And some of you, if you're watching, you're probably like, oh my God, Jason's wound up. If you're listening to the podcast, you're probably thinking the same thing. But let me start with a little bit of a real visual example. Okay. Arizona Mills. And I've done this podcast before. This issue's coming up, and some of you have actually asked about it, so I'm going to do it again. Arizona Mills, down there near Ahwatukee, which Ahwatukee and South Chandler, beautiful area. When you go into Arizona Mills, one, you need a 4-wheel drive, it seems like, because it is so bumpy. Roads are tore up, plants are dead, broken water pipes that are supposed to be feeding the water. The parking lot is littered. There's security nowhere to be seen. Shady activity going on. I don't do drugs, but if I wanted to pull in there, I could probably sit over there, maybe by the theater or the mall entrance, and just wait. I could probably get whatever. And you know what? This is right across the way from nice homes, $1 million plus homes, right across on the mountain. So I want to pose the question to you: why should you, as a homeowner, lose property value because some property management company won't do its job? We had this issue not too long ago up here in Cave Creek where I live, and this worked. I started it. A lot of people got on the bandwagon, and it got fixed. There was an old CVS, which is now rented and looks great. There was an old CVS, and sitting on the corner right at Carefree Highway and Tatum, sitting there. After a year, weeds, dry grass, it was disgusting. Like, you drive by it, it looked like crap. It just was not good looking. So we posed this question. We found the property management company. We found CVS, which no longer rented the property. And after about 6 months, they finally got it done. They cleaned it up. Then they rented the property out. This has a direct impact on housing values. Okay, so right now, interest rates, they just announced today, they're going down a little bit, but everyone's talking about different reasons. Oh, my house is sitting, what is this? Well, let me tell you, this is one of the reasons why house values drop. Same reason with the schools. You got bad schools, you've got low house prices. So right now, we are going to talk about how property managers, which, by the way, are hired by the mall or strip club owners, or strip center owners, they let things slide. They hire a property management company. The investment groups probably live all over different places in the country. They all agree to hire one little company. And that company, some of them do a really good job. The new one at Paradise Valley Mall, the new group they hired in there, is doing a fantastic job. They're keeping everything clean on a daily basis. It looks good. Desert Ridge Mall, they kind of slack. But I also see the property management. They'll all walk over there, and you'll see one out back smoking a cigarette, or they don't care. They've got riffraff going on at night, and they just don't know how to handle it, probably because they have no experience in this. But parking lots are not maintained. Security is cut back or absent. They allow loitering, drug dealing. Some places allow prostitution, child trafficking. And I'm not saying they're allowing this. It's just going on, and nothing's getting done about it. Homeless encampments in some of the places. These are connections to nearby neighborhoods, and homes lose values when shopping areas nearby are run down. Even upscale areas like Paradise Valley and Arrowhead feel the ripple effect. Would you pay $2 million for a home across from a mall that looks like a crime scene after dark? No, you would not. And that's what I'm talking about. And I'm not 100% sure these investment companies know that they're mega investment, because it's just part of their portfolio and they got a ton of stuff. But they hire property management companies that are doing nothing. They're not hiring the Grandin Group, which we don't do property management. But if the Grandin Group was hired, I guarantee you I would have a crew out there on a daily basis, making sure the streets are swept, making sure there's not holes in the road where you're going to get a flat tire, making sure there's no riffraff at night, maybe a little extra security, and no loitering and no homeless hanging out. People that are interfering with stuff. So that's kind of where we're going today. And I hope you have fun with it. And I want to hear your opinion on it and stuff. And listen, this is not a homeless issue. This is just an accountability issue. This is actually a property management issue for those guys to finally wake up. They're getting paid good money to manage an investment. They should do it. And listen, they can pick up the phone and they call the owners and say, hey, we're having an issue with this, this, and this. And the investment owners are going to say, well, keep my investment good. Here's some money. Or how about this? Some fresh paint. After 15 years of not painting, the sun in Arizona beats down your walls and makes things look not that great. How about maybe fixing that up? So in this little section here, we're going to talk about the accountability gap. So like I said, the owners are often out of state or they're corporate investors, so they don't have any skin in the game locally. Yes, they come out and they enjoy golf. They enjoy the fun stuff that Arizona has to offer, and there is a ton of fun stuff. Property management companies, though, they just check the box and cash their checks. Local government, you know what? They often ignore it until it's too late. You know, the mayor's not going out and looking around me like, you know what? I got to get on this. They're doing their own thing, too. So this is where communities need to get together. This is the result. Residents lose wealth when the ones responsible skate by. That ends now. This world has changed over the past week, and many of you know what I'm talking about, and we're going to see some change. Grandin Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, is going to help lead that change, and I'm calling on property management companies, other realtors, citizens, and other people to get involved. If you're cruising around downtown Scottsdale and you see 5 or 6 homeless people sitting at the bus stop, smoking cigarettes, throwing on the ground, snap a picture, send it to either the city or send it to us, and we'll send it to the city. This needs to stop. We need to keep our home values great. We need to make sure we have great schools. We need to make sure that what they're selling at the malls are good. We can't have smoke shops and strip clubs on the corners. This affects home values. And as Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, we take this personally because we want you, when you sell your home, we want to be able to get you top dollar for a house. But it makes it very hard when you look at a really beautiful house and then you look across the street at the mall and you see a crime scene at night. It's ridiculous. This is why this matters for homeowners. Property values are not just tied to the home. They're tied to what surrounds it. Your surroundings make a direct impact on your home values. I don't know how else to be more clear about it. Interest rates, yeah, okay, that's going to affect house values. This and that. It's your surroundings. That's why we sell lifestyle. We don't sell homes. We sell a lifestyle. And I'm calling on these property managements to wake up and start doing their job. And listen, if you can't find somebody, call us up. We've got plenty of people looking for jobs that would be more than happy every morning to get out, make sure that parking lot's clean, make sure the trees aren't dying, make sure the parking spots are nicely painted. Buyers, when they do a house, they do drive-bys. Okay, don't think you have the best house. You know, you're sitting there on the hill. This house is beautiful, and it is, I'm sure. Buyers do drive-bys, and the first impression comes from the nearby commercial spaces. So, our favorite church, Dream City Church. Love it. Barnetts are absolutely the most incredible people. We love that church. Huge supporters of it. Their Phoenix campus is a beautiful campus right there at Sweetwater and Cave Creek Road. Now, that little section, absolutely beautiful. Things around it, garbage. And when you go a little bit to the west and you go up the hill, beautiful home, $1 million homes. And I know because we sold them. $1 million homes, but you got to drive through homeless encampments. You got to drive through trash. You got to drive through absolute garbage to get to the top. To go golfing right on the other side at the golf course. Now, yeah, you could go around the other side and that'd be fine. This is not how Arizona should be. Arizona is such a popular place. People love it here, have a good time. They're coming here golfing. They're sending their kids to school. They're out here horseback riding, hiking. Property management companies and the city officials need to wake up and start taking care of this issue. There's plenty of money for it. I don't want to hear, oh, they don't have any money for it. Trust me, they've got the money for it. Buyers do drive-bys. First impressions come with nearby commercial spaces. School, safety perceptions, and livability, all shaped by how commercial property is managed. If I'm wrong, call me out on this. but I'm not. Okay, so we'll calm down a little bit here. The solution. One, my wife and I are starting a deal called NXAZ. And it's cool. It's going to be a cool little logo, something fun. All right. Not political, not government run, none of the wokeness stuff or anything like that. This is strictly you. This is all you. A citizen-led, non-government oversight accountability movement focused on holding property manager, strip clubs, strip mall owners, and even local officials accountable. No bureaucracy, just action from the ground up. How it's going to work, we want everybody just to kind of collect, find the issues and send them over. I'm not going to judge on it. I might say, oh, this is a stupid issue, whatever. Send it over. Every month, we and our group of people, whether you live in Chandler, Ahwatukee, Phoenix, Prescott, Flagstaff, whatever it is, we'll have little groups. And then you guys send the stuff over to NXAZ, which we'll get all that information out here in the next month or so. And we're going to hold the city officials accountable. And you know what? We're going to send it to the property managers as well. And then let them fight it out. But actually, we are going to push owners and managers to address the problem. We're going to spotlight the worst offenders. Nobody, and it doesn't matter who you are, and I'm not criticizing anybody because we've all had down times and stuff like that, but nobody wants their name tied to bad management. The Granite Group envisions this: a rise in property values, clean communities, and forced accountability. Can you just imagine you move into an area and we're like, you know what? This school is fantastic. The mall is beautiful. I can go there at 9 o'clock at night. I don't have to worry about getting run over or attacked or not feeling safe. We want everybody to come hang out and have fun and stuff. But you know what? It doesn't matter where you're at, whether you're in Maryville Terrace, if you're in Tolleson. We want accountability. We want property management getting their stuff together. We want city officials getting their stuff together. And trust me, I will name the city officials or the people that are elected, because I've been fighting with them how it is. We've got one gal out here who claims to be down in, South Glendale. And her whole thing is Annabelle Ortiz. All she's worried about is everything going on around the country, except in her area where there's human trafficking and tons of drugs. This is not what we're doing. And her values have dropped, just so you know, that area. So we want to fix this up. We want to raise property values for everybody. We want clean communities. We want people to be out, active at night, and have a good time. Let me reiterate to you. Bad property management and lack of government oversight drags your home values down. Plain and simple. If you see it, say it. Don't let bad managers, bad property managements, horrible elected officials, anything like that kill your neighborhood. This is your neighborhood, people. And this goes across the entire country. If you see it, say it. It's not a big deal. And you know what? Actually, I think the government officials actually like it when the public gets involved. And I'm not talking the same 5 talking heads that are always, oh, I got an issue here. And I'm not talking about, zoning and all that stuff. I'm talking about, I want to be able to walk down the street at night with my wife and not worry about getting mugged, having my pocket picked, getting shot on the road, none of that stuff. And we've got great towns in here in Arizona. And so while some of them might seem over-exaggerated, some of you probably don't go out at night. So take a ride around and let me know what you see. But anyways, it's all about communicating and stuff. The Grandin Group loves Arizona. I mean, for over 21 years, we have been selling homes. My sister joined me about 18 years ago. Our son's getting ready, Jaden, he's getting ready to get his license and join us. We love Arizona. We love promoting the Arizona lifestyle. This lifestyle is for you. So you can bet that beyond realtors, you're never going to call us up and say, hey, Jason, we want to get a home. I'm like, what kind of home do you want? Do you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath over here in this area? We're selling lifestyle. I want to know about you. We want to know about you. We want to know what's going on. And you know what? When we're cruising around, if you're adamant on the area, we want you to be involved. You don't have to get on HOA boards or, any of the committees that the government puts out there. Just if you see it, say it. Let's clean this place up. It's great. Arizona's awesome. Flagstaff's fantastic. But I know many of you will agree with it, and I don't really care what you do inside your house. But I don't want to go outside and let my kids smell weed while we're walking down the street. I don't want to see people laying and defecating on the floors. That ends, and we're going to stop it now. And that's part of being Arizona's #1 brother and sister and family real estate team. All right, listen. You guys were fantastic. Thank you for making us Arizona's #1 lifestyle and real estate podcast. Hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Hope it wasn't too much for you. Hope you had a little fun with it. Send me your emails. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, which I hate Facebook, but Instagram's good. Plus, we have Open House Live, so you get a list of all the open houses across the state that are going on. We'll send that to you free. And listen, if you have questions, reach out to us. We're looking forward to talking to you. You guys have a great day. And again, I'm Jason Grandin with the Grandin Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. See you soon.